I do think that doing it genuinely, like you mentioned, that is kind of the next pivot that we need to see.
Yeah.
Because I do wonder what's going to happen with influencers and
Yep.
that, because it is almost a dirty word.
It's become, I'm an influencer. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, it's like hashtag ad.
You've got you got some followers that you don't even know. So it's a large range, but it's changing, evolving since I've started in it 6-7 years ago to now. It's evolved a lot, but I'm like, I need to help it evolve more, because people are blindly paying influencers in the old school model, and it's not resonating it's transactional, it's inauthentic, and it's costing a lot of money if you don't do it right. So we're there to also educate our customers on making sure if you're going to spend money in this space, do it right, get beyond brand, get the right people, don't overpay. Collaborate where possible. Like, don't pay them if you can actually use your product as a motivator to get them to talk about you. So we're just really trying to help the companies with that cost center, trying influencers to make sure that they don't get burned by it.
Yeah.
And can keep making an evergreen, always on strategy that I think is the future. I think it's a absolute must in your company. Almost any company has to have a part of their, somebody that's thinking about this. You don't just write off influencers. You have to be thinking about it, but you have to be sticking with it for the long run and create real relationships with these people and do it right. And so that's what we're around to do.
Yeah, and it definitely takes more effort initially.
Yeah.
But we talk about, like, we build a lot of campaigns, and we, in building those, we try to bake in the influencer marketing within it, so it does feel genuine.
Yeah, absolutely. The digital marketing, so you guys probably have a lot of times where you're finding a person to collaborate with on the launch of a campaign.
Yeah, even inviting, people like yourself to be part of this content creation. We're creating it live, and that will ultimately serve us, obviously. Absolutely. But it also creates something that's powerful. Like, every single interview that we've had so far has been really, really quality for the consumer.
Yeah, you're adding value there, and you're interviewing people who have an audience of, I have 10,000 people on LinkedIn that I'll probably share this with because of the quality of the content that you guys are creating. And then you're probably getting your 9-cent Floors brand message, and that's basically what we do for brands is kind of make the highest quality content with collaborations, and then hope that they distribute that. If someone's having a great experience on your airplane, try to make sure you ask them to share that story and stuff. And we realize a lot of brands don't know how to ask their customer to share. They don't give them the tools to share. They don't help them create a micro story that their audience would like. And so we're obviously trying to figure out how to improve that. So it's not just that's the other problem is content. Even if you do love the brand, sometimes it's not a great fit to just say, I love my Geico insurance. How do you post that visually on something? And it's the brands. It's up to the brands to really figure out how to make something that's shareable, that does resonate on the platform they're posting on, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. And so we're also we're learning this as ourselves, but we're looking at best practices from our clients and sharing them, amongst each other, and trying to get better content on social, because if it's not good, those networks are going to deprioritize it. They know they have the algorithms that look at what's trending, and if you put all this work into something but it doesn't do the job, it's like you threw away money, because it's just going to get buried.
Yeah. And we've talked about the idea of, that collaboration is key. Because if you're not doing that, I teach on digital marketing, and I'll say, well, there's 3 ways that you can work with influencers. Mm-hmm. You can market to them, like you just come at them. You can market through them, which is that very transactional. You can see that's like, here, like it's something that doesn't fit, or you can market with them, which is
I love it.
The collaborative.
Send me one of your presentations on this that you teach. This is great.
Yeah. Because I talk about this part more than I talk about the technical keyword research and data mining.
Yeah.
And we talk here of well, what comes first, the idea or the research around it? You kind of have to have an end in mind. So do you have a great idea and then you research to validate it? But even then, you have to figure out a way that's going to resonate with the person, the influencer you're working with, so that when they pass it on to their audience, they're like, no, I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm into this. I'm here for this.
Yep. I like that. That is very much. We have different ways of saying it, but that at, to, or with is great. I'm gonna figure that out.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing when you're like collaborative. And let's be honest, the idea of word of mouth is never going to go away.
No, it has been and always will be the strongest buying, like how you make buying decisions.
Yeah, they'll buy more, they'll buy faster.
It's word of mouth. Yeah,
They'll re-engage.
And I think we've hit peak word of mouth, physical word of mouth, and this is kind of a theory I'm making up, so call it whatever Scott's theory on word of mouth. But I feel like we are so digital today, and that somewhere in the last 5 years we crossed over from word of mouth used to be around the dinner table, around the you're at a game, you're at school, and that's how you would share. It would be true word of mouth, like my voice to you. I think somewhere in the last 5 years, I think we switched. Remember how like desktop went to mobile, and it was just there's a clear date in mind where more people are now on mobile doing searching. We've hit where now I think the word of mouth is truly. At least here in the U.S. and I would say Europe and other places too, is happening on digital. So the true word of mouth that happens around the dinner table, no, it's happening on digital. So you have to if word of mouth is what they say, it's like 80% of why people like make decisions to buying decisions. They usually talk to someone, get a reference or whatever. If that's happening, and we've hit that chasm where we've crossed it, and it's now happening mostly on digital and not in the physical, voice to person, one-to-one, real life. You better have a plan there. How are you doing your digital? What is your digital word of mouth strategy? Mm-hmm. And I think that is what this influencer thing is. And it's not just big influencers; it's everybody. It's the micro. It's anyone that has a voice on social or Marco Polo, whatever app you're using. It's happening digitally. You're not there in person. This is app called Marco Polo. We're using that in mastermind groups, and that's where we're sharing ideas. References for digital marketers. Every day I'm hearing in this one group things shared back and forth. That's not happening in the real world. It's happening on a digital format. So we're there. We've arrived, and you better have a plan.
Because I would say that because of that, we're also your audience is that much more savvy of a consumer.
Yeah.
I always think of everyone online doesn't want to be sold but we're all looking to buy something, whether it's a product or belief. Or a system, like we're wanting to buy something, but don't sell me, because we can read a hard sell from a mile away. And I think of it as old school radio, where it's like that radio DJ voice, or the late night TV ads. Yep. The voice, like we can all hear that. But it's like we want things that are more storytelling. I mean, even podcasts are turning into.
Oh, they're one of the richest ways to market right now. Because